Are you considering Orca Security to secure your cloud environments on AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud? In this in-depth review, you will learn how Orca's agentless approach works, what capabilities it includes across the CNAPP category, and where it fits compared with alternatives such as Wiz, Lacework, and Prisma Cloud. By the end, you should know if Orca aligns with your security goals, your operating model, and your budget. First, a quick definition. CNAPP stands for Cloud Native Application Protection Platform. It brings together several capabilities that used to live in separate tools: Cloud Security Posture Management, or CSPM, Cloud Workload Protection, or CWPP, Cloud Infrastructure Entitlement Management, or CIEM, and Data Security Posture Management, often abbreviated DSPM. The idea is to discover your assets, evaluate configuration and workload risk, right-size identity and access, find sensitive data exposure, and then correlate it all so you can fix what matters most. Orca Security's signature is agentless side scanning. Instead of installing agents on every VM or container, Orca integrates with each cloud provider through APIs. It reads configuration and control plane metadata, and it leverages snapshots of workload disks for deep inspection without logging into the running system. Side scanning enables broad coverage very quickly, which can be a game changer for teams that have struggled to roll out agents across every account, subscription, and cluster. Development teams also tend to prefer this approach because it avoids introducing software into production paths. What does Orca actually detect? On the workload side, it surfaces operating system and package vulnerabilities, malware, exposed secrets, and insecure services. In the cloud control plane, it evaluates misconfigurations like overly permissive security groups, public buckets, weak encryption or logging settings, and risky IAM policies. On the data side, Orca can identify sensitive information such as PII or secrets stored in object storage, and flag whether those assets are publicly exposed or accessible from the internet. Combined, these detections power attack path analysis, where the platform shows how a real adversary could chain a misconfiguration, a vulnerable workload, and an overprivileged identity to reach critical data. A common question is whether Orca uses AI. The short answer is yes, to assist with prioritization and correlation. Orca applies graph-based analytics to build relationships among assets, identities, vulnerabilities, and data, and it uses machine learning-assisted heuristics to reduce noise and highlight the issues with the highest blast radius. The outcome is fewer alert storms and clearer guidance on what to fix first. AI does not replace human judgment, but it helps teams process complex cloud environments faster and more accurately. Let's talk about onboarding and time to value. Deploying Orca typically starts with connecting each cloud account or subscription using least privilege roles. You grant the ability to read configurations and create snapshots for analysis. Once connected, discovery and scanning begin automatically. Many organizations see their first set of prioritized findings within hours. Because there are no agents to roll out, there is no performance impact to your workloads and minimal coordination with application owners. This accelerates initial risk reduction and drives early wins for security leadership. Compliance reporting is built in. Orca maps findings to frameworks such as CIS benchmarks, NIST, ISO 27001, SOC2, and PCI DSS. You can run assessments per cloud account or across your entire multi-cloud footprint, export evidence, and track exceptions. If you operate in regulated industries, verify that the specific controls you need are covered and that data handling meets your residency and sovereignty requirements. Orca supports encryption in transit and at rest, and can restrict data processing to certain regions, but you should validate these options during a proof of concept. Integrations and workflows are critical for scale. Orca integrates with ticketing systems such as Jira and ServiceNow, messaging platforms like Slack and Microsoft Teams, and SIEM solutions including Splunk and Microsoft Sentinel. You can route high-severity alerts to the on-call team, open remediation tasks with owners and due dates, and track status to closure. For developers and platform engineers, infrastructure as code scanning helps catch misconfigurations before deployment in Terraform or CloudFormation templates, supporting a shift-left operating model. Now for strengths and limitations. The biggest strength is the agentless coverage. If agent rollouts have blocked past projects, side scanning removes that friction. Another advantage is context. Orca correlates identities, workloads, and data, so you get a clear picture of blast radius and practical attack paths. Reports are understandable to both engineers and executives, which helps drive action across teams. On the limitation side, it's important to understand what agentless means for runtime depth. While Orca collects rich information from snapshots and control plane telemetry, it does not capture every kernel-level event you might want for process-level runtime detection. If you need eBPF instrumentation, advanced runtime forensics, or granular EDR-like telemetry on specific hosts, you may pair Orca with a dedicated runtime agent or EDR tool. This is a common pattern in mature security programs. How does Orca compare with Wiz, Lacework, and Prisma Cloud? All four target CNAPP outcomes with strong discovery, prioritization, and compliance features. Orca's differentiation is the side-scanning method and a focus on fast, frictionless onboarding. Wiz emphasizes a unified security graph and broad enterprise adoption. Lacework highlights behavioral analytics and anomaly detection. Prisma Cloud offers a wide portfolio and tight integration with Palo Alto networks. Your best choice will depend on required depth of runtime controls, your existing vendor ecosystem, your integration needs, and commercial terms. Pricing is offered as a subscription and typically aligns with the size of your cloud footprint and the modules you enable. Expect to scope pricing around the number and type of cloud assets, accounts, and data features. For a fair comparison, prepare an export of your asset inventory, agree on how ephemeral resources are counted, and include non-production environments to avoid surprises. If you are planning an evaluation, here is a practical checklist. First, connect a representative set of accounts across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, including production and development. Second, validate least privilege roles and confirm your data residency requirements. Third, benchmark noise levels by measuring how many critical issues are actionable within 2 weeks. Fourth, integrate with Jira or ServiceNow and track time to remediation on a sample of high-impact risks. Fifth, run compliance assessments against your required frameworks and export evidence. Finally, test shift left by scanning a few Terraform modules and confirming developer feedback loops.
Who is Orca best for? Organizations that need rapid multi-cloud visibility, want to minimize operational friction, and value risk-based prioritization will likely benefit. Teams with strict runtime detection needs can still use Orca for discovery, posture, and prioritization while supplementing with runtime agents on a subset of critical workloads. Mid-market and enterprise security teams, MSSPs, and platform engineering groups can all fit this model. In conclusion, Orca Security delivers agentless CNAPP capabilities that help close visibility gaps, surface meaningful attack paths, and accelerate remediation without deploying agents. Its side-scanning approach, correlation engine, and integrations make it a strong contender in the CNAPP market. Before you decide, run a structured proof of concept, compare workflows in depth with Wiz, Lacework, and Prisma Cloud, and confirm pricing aligns with your cloud growth. If frictionless onboarding and fast risk reduction are top priorities, Orca deserves a close look.